Hello and welcome back to the past. It's our random debut game, 1933 January. This is Franchise Hockey Manager 5. Jeff, what is going on? The New York Americans. I'm first time paying attention to this. My name's Adam. I'm the community manager. Of course, Jeff's our producer. Jeff, I'm all confused. See, I even changed the intro because I'm just all over the place right now.
Okay, well, for those of you who are coming in late, what we were doing here is a random debut game where we scramble up the starting dates of everybody in NHL history, and we picked a year, 1932 in this case, and a team, the New York Americans, and then we start with an opening draft and see who we can get. And then, unfortunately, it wasn't too much. We didn't do too well in the draft. Got an elderly Doug Gilmour and Jerome McGinley, and Cam Neely in his prime, which is nice, until he gets injured. But other than that, haven't got a whole lot, and we were kind of struggling through the first season, as you can see on the standings there, 11, 17, and 1. Still got ties at this point. And
we will forever about another 60 years, but...
Yeah, true. And so we had pretty much decided last game that we were headed out of the playoffs. So we did have Tuukka Rask as our goalie, relatively older version of Rask, because the players can show up at any point in their career. So we traded him away, picked up a draft pick, also traded Gilmour away and wound up getting a second rounder for him. So that's not too bad. So we'll hopefully be able to pick up somebody a little better in the draft, but the end of the season is probably going to be a little rough, so we may rush through this a little bit. We've got some injuries as well. Again, out day to day. Christian Kudrach also out. And on the injury list, we've got Sammy Salo with another couple of weeks. Salo injured, as shocking as that might be.
Of course. And you loaded up on lots of extra. That's what this game was?
You cut out there? Would you say? We loaded up on a lot of...
Ex-Canucks?
A few. I got Baranek. We got Baranek, Neely, and, well, technically Dirk Graham. He never played for the Canucks, but he was drafted by them. And I think we might have a couple in the minors. But we're probably just going to sim through these fairly quickly because this season is kind of a write-off at this point. And we do squeeze out a tie with the Leafs, 3-3. And we get one of our defensemen, Sprague Cleghorn, back. Oh, we got a couple of numbers to assign. I guess Roger Crozier is coming in as our backup to replace Rask. And Graham wants 33. He can have it. And just show you what's happening scoring-wise in the league. Mark Tardif, 70s Nordican Canadians, leading the league right now. Igor Larionov on a line with them. But you can see, Chris Tierney is the fourth overall scorer in the league, so you can tell we got a relatively weak draft. Lee Stempniak's up there. And as bad as we're doing, Baranek and Neely are in the top 10 in points.
We only dressed 17 guys, too, so...
Yeah. Okay, Ginla and Kudrach are almost back. Got the Habs up next. And I did shuffle our lines around a little bit. I went with a pure checking line for the third line. We'll see how that does. And we pull out a 4-1 win against, I think that's a very young Glenn Hall playing for Montreal. I think he's only about 18 or 19. And apparently we got the Canadiens coach in trouble. His job is now in jeopardy, even though they're a few points ahead of us.
Well, I wouldn't be very happy if you took away their second-round pick.
That's not good. Apparently Neely hurt himself in practice, and his back is feeling kind of stiff. So we will try again, who's almost ready to come back on the... Oh, no, we don't have to play yet. Let's... Oops. Switch Ginla in for Neely, and let's hope Ginla is relatively healthy by the next game. Nicholas Grossman in Boston, you see a storyline about there apparently badly hurt in a car crash and out indefinitely with a fractured skull.
which you know is not very good.
You know, it's, I mean, these
1932
safety technology is probably not.
No seatbelts. So yeah.
And we keep. Oh no, we don't keep the win streak going. I was looking at the wrong New York. We lost 5-3 to the Rangers. Adam's watching the Jets game to see if the Caps have to use their emergency goalie.
Do you know what happened the last time the Jets faced an emergency goalie? They got destroyed. Absolutely destroyed.
Well, that's their chance for redemption now. And we got the Maroons coming up and a 3-1 loss to the Montreal Maroons. Kari Lehtinen in goal. Looks like we've got Bergman, not Gary Bettman. That would be.
I was going to be like, wow,
very
Gary
different.
Bettman's in the game.
Hall of Famer Gary Bettman. How bad is Neely hurt? I didn't even. Oh wow!
Oh man, it's worse than gout.
1 to 2 weeks with his strained back. A few scouting reports, nothing particularly interesting. Kudrach is back. Do we have somebody in for him? I think we had put in pre-prime Norm MacIver for him, if I remember right. Or no, was it Lovejoy? It was Lovejoy. Where was he playing?
Pre-prime MacIver? I thought it was post-prime MacIver.
No, he's only 20 here.
Oh, my bad.
I'm going to shuffle a line. I'm going to swap Lovejoy for him, but I'm going to shuffle the lines around.
Now, Jeff, somebody also would mentioned in the chat, Raf Spello has been saying, I don't know about FHM, but I find the Out of the Park AI is heavily win now in the fantasy drafts. So get your first season in a fantasy draft league is going to usually be pretty ugly.
Yeah, I think the FHM AI generally is a little more balanced. It'll take a longer look and take some prospects, but yeah, I don't think there's just much of anything in this draft. And we come up with a 3-2 win against Detroit. So not a bad game there. Oh wow, 100 defensive game rating from Sprague Cleghorn. Great name.
That is an amazing name. That is probably one of the top 20 ever NHL names.
And he had a brother named Odie, so
that's even better. I miss 1930s names. Come on.
That's not even 1930s. That's like 1900s names.
Yeah, whatever. We're playing in the 30s, so it's going to be 30s.
And our trainer, Robin Williams, has informed us that Neely is almost ready to come back. And Salo almost ready as well. So we it looks like we got one more game in here against Ottawa without the full lineup, and then we'll have everybody back, hopefully.
Raf's elbow basically says the OOTP fantasy drafts like you. Takes a bunch of old guys first, and then fills it. It's all about win now.
I didn't take those guys. I waited quite a while for the old guys to get drafted, and they never did, so I finally wound up taking them. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, are we almost back? See, I'm
Jeff
not right.
Goes, where's the ex-Canucks?
So we got.
The ex-Canucks? Fine. I can't wait till like 150 playing and still going.
We got Neely almost ready to come back, but I'm not going to rush him back because Cam Neely is pretty much the last person you want to risk an injury on. And we lose 5-2 to the Maroons again, so the Maroons apparently have our number here. What's that done for the playoffs? Got 48 games in this season. We're not quite eliminated. I think it says 6-team playoff, if I remember right. Oh, great. And how did Roger Crozier get? And Crozier goes down for 2 weeks, so he's going on the injury list, and we're going to have to bring up, it's a good thing we did sign a backup. James Reimer, who's over the hill, looks like.
I thought you traded for him, but I was wrong. We signed. Oh yeah, we did sign him.
Did we sign him, or did we get him as a No, we got him as a we signed him because he's only played a couple of games in the Can-Am Hockey League.
Yeah, we traded away our third goalie, and so we picked him up.
Do we get any injuries back? Not yet. Can't have 31, that's Crozier. Or can't have 1, that's Crozier, so he's going to get 31. Don't really care, he's not going to be around for much longer. And we get shut out again by the Montreal Maroons, who can apparently start their backup and still shut us down.
CSI says he likes those New York American jerseys.
Yeah, it's a mod. I mean, they look... I mean, it's too bad they're not still around because that'd be a cool throwback jersey. Rangers should wear them one night. Okay, and Cam Neely is finally back, so Iginla goes out for him, but I want to get Iginla somewhere in. And I think Dirk Graham... Yeah, I'm going to put Iginla down to the third line because we're going to get Gartner some time. I think he's been doing reasonably well, even though he's only 1 star at this point. Just having a look at the stats. Yeah, see, Gartner's doing actually very well. 21 points, 37 games. And not a whole lot of scoring elsewhere.
Just to point out, Jeff said these uniforms are available on mod. These are based on their actual real uniforms, and that mod is now available in Steamworks as well. It has been uploaded to Steamworks.
Cool. You can get that there for FHM 5. This was, I think, originally it was just an FHM 4 mod that I moved over. But if the good version's up now, that's great. And Patrick Lalime picks up a shutout for us. Sammy Sell almost ready to come back, not quite. And another win, 3-2 over the Wings. Are we going to screw up our draft pick here?
No.
Well, yeah, we're 10 points up on Ottawa, so they're getting that one, but kind of maybe want to slip behind Chicago. And Kudrach got hurt again. Nausea. He's got a tummy ache. Board conference update, and the owner thinks that we've been disappointing so far, but he thinks we've been playing better lately, so not terrible news. Lovejoy back in for Kudrach, just temporarily. And there goes the win streak, 4-2 loss to the Hawks. Tuukka Rask, our former goalie, in goal, and the Hawks with those black and white barber pole uniforms. And Sammy Salo is finally ready to come back. So, he's on the active roster. Was this relatively old? Saying a 22-year-old Salo, so he's now still improving. Lovejoy goes out, Salo goes in, and Crozier is almost back, but he's going to have a few more days on the injured reserve list, I think.
Gudu says we should have drafted an entire team of Canadians.
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to at this point in NHL history, and we're playing in the Canadian division, however that worked.
I'm trying to think. There was the first full American team was that Chicago or was that the Rangers?
Yeah, it was the Hawks. They did it on purpose. It was the owner's idea for, I don't know if it was like a PR gimmick or if he actually thought it would be a good idea. They even hired an American coach, Bill Stewart.
And it was horrible. They did awful in the end.
And we lost in overtime to the Canadians, and we do not get any points for losing in overtime at this point in NHL history. So that is not going to get us any closer to the playoffs. Roger Crozier almost back. And there he is back. Did Reimer even get a game? Nope. Oh, did Crozier? Yeah, there he is. He is ready. Oops. Didn't want to send him down. Wanted to put him on the active roster. And Reimer back to New Haven. And apparently Norm MacIver got hurt somehow. Day-to-day, Lovejoy in for him. What's the schedule look like? We got 7 games left. Not expecting anything too spectacular. Well, 4-2 win over Montreal. So we're probably looking at the 3rd overall pick. Lovejoy gets a goal after going in for the injury. Although I don't know how good this upcoming draft is going to be.
I'm trying to sim forward to see if we can actually get there. All right.
What?
I mean, nothing.
Jets scored, I take it?
They did. Ben Sherratt comes through.
So you could, well, we did just win a game there, so you could have played it off as that. Brad Jones, 3 points for a star, and a 3-1 win over the Bruins.
All right.
And wow, 7-1 win over Ottawa. Although Ottawa is the worst team in the division. Anybody have a particularly good game? No, scoring's pretty spread out, although Brad Jones had another couple of goals. Yep. Somebody's hurt again. Lovejoy this time. So we're just sort of trading minor injuries around our 3rd and 2nd and 3rd pair defensemen. I don't think I want to do anything else. Is anybody on the... Just checking the farm team to see if anybody... Well, Rob Ray is up to 1 star.
Nice.
But he's a right wing, and I think that's the one thing that... Yeah, I don't really have any...
You can always use more Rob Ray.
Okay, Graham can go down to New Haven. And Rob Ray can come up. But can I find a place for him in the lineup is the question. Should be able to play well. No, he's mostly pretty solidly right.
Well, we can train him to be the other way.
I'll try, since it doesn't really matter at this point. I'm going to see if I can get some left wing points for him by swapping him in for Alain Cote. Yeah, we get a 3-1
player
win
will
against...
eventually work his way over there.
Yeah.
Get better, right?
Yep, if you're playing him in that position, he will approve his position rating at left wing. And we win 3-1, and Rob Ray, 3rd star with 1 goal. Oh, no, sorry, 1st star. 1st star. So, brilliant draft pick there, Adam.
You can always use more Rob Ray.
And the Red Wings firing their coach. Or GM, actually.
As you mentioned that right now, I'm just looking quickly in. Have you checked our upcoming free agents?
That is a good point. Although in this era we hang on to their rights, so they can't really go anywhere. But I should, let's see, Cleghorn, we definitely want to renew him. He's our best defenseman.
That was my concern. We can't lose Cleghorn.
He's 34. I think I'm going to try giving him 2 years and see if he'll take that. Yep, he's okay with it. Other than that, I don't think we've got anybody expiring, do we? Other than maybe on the farm team. Nope, that was it. Just Gleghorn.
Yep, that appeared to be the only one. But at 3-star guy, you don't really want to lose.
Yeah, because it's 3 stars is a pretty big deal at this point. And we go down 4-1 to the Bruins.
Now I'm looking ahead at this draft that I see.
Yep.
And
should be the same one.
If it does, upcoming will be Jack Johnson as the number 1 guy showing up. And then Bob Daly, 6'5", 220 pounds, which would be a massive giant in this era.
Yep.
And then Alex Goligoski and Anthony Duclair are all 17, 18-year-olds. Followed by everybody's favorite high school goalie coming to the NHL. Let's see if the chat can name that person. High school goalie to jump to the NHL. Jeff, I hope you know this.
I'm pretty sure I know it. If chat doesn't get it, I'll get it.
Glad to hear it, Ratcast.
And down 4-2 to the Leafs, so helping solidify that number 3 pick. If we lose again, we got...
Give us a clue. Goody says, give us a clue. No, I'm not giving you a clue. The clue is he was a goaltender who went from playing high school hockey in the United States. There's your additional clue.
He's actually coaching in England this year. Somebody's team over there just fired their coach and brought him in as the head coach or general manager. I'm not sure which.
And well, regardless, he went from the playing high school. Neely 823932 says Barrasso.
Barkso? He said Barkso, then he got Barrasso, so we'll give it to him.
Yes, it is in fact Tom Barrasso. Went from playing high school goalie in the United States.
Yeah, I was just looking at something, working on updating some of the European stuff, and noticed he was just hired to coach in the UK. So I don't know if he's going to be headed back here at some point. We finished the season out, by the way, in 4th in the Canadian Division, 2nd to last overall. See the league standings. Oh, did we make the playoffs? Is this one of those crazy years where they let 8 teams in, even though there's only 9 in the league?
That would seem pretty far advanced, but...
Do I have a playoff schedule here? Hang on. No, not yet.
Jeff's clue is more helpful to me. Well, you know what? That's too bad. You should know your hockey history. Come on. There's a great new hockey history book out right now. I'm just going to promote it because I am very much enjoying it.
Which is?
Down Goes Brown. History of the NHL, just released.
So I'm guessing it's not a particularly serious history of the NHL?
Oh, it's done by Sean McIndoe. It's who's Down Goes Brown on Twitter.
Yep.
History. Yeah, it's I don't know. He's got interesting facts, lots of different little things. The book's official title is Down Goes Brown: History of the NHL, the world's most beautiful sport, the world's most ridiculous league.
Okay, it turned out I was wrong. We are not in the playoffs, in fact. Oops. Now we can see how those go. Yeah, one of those weird ones where there's a first round bye. And looks like Montreal will beat the Rangers in the first round. Boston beat the Leafs. Now Montreal and Boston are playing, and the Maroons in Detroit. I didn't even see who won the regular season. Looks like that was the Maroons. Wow, the American division was terrible. Their winner was only 500.
There's a question here for you, Jeff.
And the Maroons won the cup.
Of course they did. They were the best team in the league. They should have. But Guda says, okay, question for you. What team is Barrasso coaching now in England?
I can't remember. I want to say Sheffield, but I think that's wrong.
That is correct.
That is. What do you know?
Yes. He is the Sheffield Steelers coach. And Savoy45, who has shown up in the chat. So, hey, Savoy, asks, what do you think of the Quinville firing? Because we haven't been on since that announcement.
I mean, not that surprising. He's got to go sometime, but I don't think he's going to be unemployed very long.
Well, that's more the thing. I was not surprised it happened. I'm surprised he's kind of actually held on as long as he has. Now it's more, where is he going next?
Yeah, he'll get a nice contract out of somebody.
Is he going back to St. Louis? Is he headed to Toronto? That would be nice. That would be pretty funny, actually, just to hear what the Toronto media would say.
Okay, so we're just going to run down. I don't think there's anything we urgently need to do this season. Free agents are all locked up. We just need to roll around to the draft. So I'm going to zoom through this. Whoops, we got something here. I should take a look before the season ends at our stats for the whole year. Baranek wound up getting 40 points. It's a pretty good total in this era. Nearly 36.
NW Scooter says he's going to be Seattle's first coach. Neely says, do you think Quinville holds out to be Seattle's coach? I think there's not a chance in this world he holds out to be Seattle's coach.
Well, if they throw enough money at him.
I don't think he wants it. He talked about wanting to be a words are failing me. Oh man. My brain is just half off. I'm sorry.
Wanting to be with a contender, wanting to win a cup, etc.
Yes, he doesn't want to do a rebuild.
So that kind of limits his options because generally the successful teams aren't firing many coaches.
Yeah, I see him joining a team.
Chat question from Riffer F. Selbo. I don't follow hockey much at all. Is it as statistically developed as baseball? No, not really. I mean, hockey analysis is kind of following along the same path baseball did, but we're probably a good 15 to 20 years behind them, I'd say. And it's just a more difficult game to do statistical analysis on. It's baseball really lends itself to it, but hockey is a continuous motion sport where a lot depends on the context guys are in, who they're playing with, who's on the ice against them. So it's a little more difficult to measure things statistically than it is in baseball. Okay, I'm just going to run that through to the... I keep getting scouting reports. Oh, here we go. Here's our end of season summary. Is this going to show up on the... Yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah. We can see all your X's.
This is going to be a sad little...
X.
Hey, I got a bunch of check marks in the negative categories. Total season score, 3. Yeah!
3? That's even better than I thought it would be.
It's not 0.
Well, I was thinking it was going to be 0.
Okay, we're good to continue tomorrow? Yeah, I think so. So, let's see, we'll get the 33-34 preview.
Hockey is almost entirely a continuous flow of opportunities, similar to football, soccer. Oh, yeah, I guess football, sure.
Yeah.
European football. I was thinking American football. And I'm like, in what world is American football flowing?
And Doug Gilmore, who we got a second-round pick for, retired.
Of course he did.
But it appears, let me check here, Ginla hasn't quit. He's down to 1 star, but we're going to have him for another season.
Woo!
Oh, did I see that? Oh, no, it looks like Rob Ray went downhill low. He lost He was only at a star very briefly. He dropped back.
So if you look at your free agent draft, is it?
Say again?
If you look at your amateur draft, is it the same as mine or not?
Yeah, I saw the preview was... What day is that on? We got NHL events. It's the 3rd, should be tomorrow. Yeah. I don't think there's much we can... I mean, we're stuck with Aleem as a goalie probably for next year. What we really need
is to draft Tom Barrasso.
Yeah, well, defenseman depth wouldn't hurt either. Neither would forward depth. Basically, we need everything. Fairly simple. So, amateur draft, we are drafting 3rd overall, as we thought. Chicago and Ottawa in front of us. And the top level, Jack Johnson, Bob Daly, Alex Goligoski.
See, I bombed out in mine, and I finished 2nd last. So.
And nobody is particularly advanced in ability at this point, so it's not like we can get somebody that helps immediately. So I'll just go next pick by pick.
First pick in mine was Alex Goligoski.
To the Senators, that's what just happened in this one. And the next pick, the Hawks are going to take Jack Johnson. So that leaves us with...
the freak or the most angry goalie of all time.
We got...
I say freak because he's 6'5". Although a 6'3" goalie at this point, too, would just destroy people because they would be so confused.
It's Daly or Duclair, but I think we had a fairly... Let me just double check the roster.
Barrasso.
We got nobody better than half a star on right defense now.
Barrasso.
Nope. We're going for Bob Daly.
Oh, I'm so disappointed, Jeff.
And you know why I went for Bob Daly?
Because he was a former Vancouver Canuck.
Exactly.
I knew it. I told you. It's a conspiracy, people. Biggest conspiracy we have.
So, where did Barrasso went? No, Barrasso went to the next pick to the Bruins, so his hometown team never did play there, though. And it's starting to get pretty sad. This is one of our... Oh, we got 2 picks in a row here. So, Gilbert Brulé, noted NHL flop. He's the only 2.5-star guy, but we know how he turned out, so do we really want to do that? Seth Martin, Team Canada goalie. Or no, that's... Nope, it's not Seth Martin. That's Spencer Martin. Abdemarco Sr.
You have to draft guys named Ab. Just not a name that's used very much anymore.
Yeah, because I think our 3rd-line center was Larry Patey. That he wasn't that great this season. I think he's kind of running down. Abdemarco Sr. as opposed to Abdemarco Jr., who was a Flames defenseman in the 70s. And we got another pick here. So that's our center. That's our defenseman.
Well, maybe this is where you take Spencer Martin. Give a goalie prospect.
Yeah, he's only 2 stars, though. I mean...
Well, who knows if we'll see another decent goaltender. And if he's at 2 stars by the time
he's ready to go. Wait. Let me look. Liam's only 24, and he's 2 stars. He's going to be 2.5, so I don't really see much of a point in... Although Crozier's now down to half a star. And our farm team has changed to the Syracuse Stars for this season.
Boo! Okay, well, you can also take... If we're going to take huge guys, you could take Eric Bodine. He's 6'5". Just draft the tallest guys we can.
Only 1 star.
Yeah, so...
Should I go for Gilbert Brulé? I mean, he's not a Canuck. He was in... No, he wasn't in camp with the Canucks this year.
Savai 45 says, any chance you guys are going to bring back the user teams being in all caps? It's so much easier to spot.
Yeah, I can... Actually, no, I think I'd have to do that. Wait. Let me double check that.
There was a lot of pushback on that.
Yeah, I liked it. Everybody else whined about it. Can't remember where I put that option. Setup options. No, I think I put that's on the start screen, so I can't get at it from here. Might set that up though. It's off by default now. It's still, the option is still there though. Okay, anyhow, getting back to this pick. I'm going with Brule. He's not a Canuck, but he's a former Vancouver Giant.
Of course, have to take all the ex-Vancouver guys.
And we've got another pick coming up this round, so we may still get Martin. Nope, Martin is gone.
Of course he is.
And we're down into the scary picks.
Now it's Bodine time.
Okay.
Bodine. 6'5" guy. You put him and Rob Ray on your third line, and nobody would move in 1933.
Okay, and are we going to get one more pick out of this draft? Yeah, it looks... Okay, should we grab a goalie here? We got Paul Goodman, who was a Hawks goalie, I think, in the 30s. And
You should go take Nathan McIver.
Oh, Sean McKenzie, Colorado Rockies, like fourth stringer in the 80s. I'm not taking McIver just because you're going to say I took another Canuck.
I know you want to. Come on.
Go with Paul Goodman because I think he's actually better than he's showing up here.
You're going to regret not taking the Canuck. Like, oh, we should have drafted the Canuck.
Okay, so we need to get some of these guys signed. Might as well sign all of them because we're... Yeah, a long way from hitting our 50 contracts.
I was going to say, I should maybe check free agency, too, in case there's somebody who is of interest. Like, I believe I saw, I don't know if he's still available, when I was poking around down there, was, Heinz Ehlers is available. Which would be Nick Ehlers' dad, I believe.
Let me just get these other guys signed, see how much Daly wants.
Wade Brookbank.
Bloodbank's in there? Is a free agent?
Yeah. That is one of the few people we will agree on, Jeff. Right? Gotta love the Brookbank. Yeah, that was great. I had to go back to check what year it was. Yeah. 2004, 2005. 285 penalty minutes in the AHL that year. That is very awesome. Because he was getting... He had 10 assists, too. Great.
Okay, I think that's all of our draft picks that we had to sign. Now, where is Brookbank?
You might be easiest searching by name, or not searching by name, but sorting by name, because he should come right at the top.
Embredur, that is Mike Bredur, not Martin. Yep, there's Brookbank. See what he wants. Okay, we can get him signed. And let's just see if everybody gets signed okay here. Yeah, Daly's not getting the number he wants. And Brule and Goodman both signing.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think we got one more signing here. But we didn't sign.
Guru Creative says, what's the difference between honored numbers and retired numbers? Honored numbers are what Montreal does. Retired numbers are numbers you cannot use again.
Well, Montreal doesn't always do honored numbers. They kind of vary it. It's, I think, who was it? Was it, you remember Carolina or Arizona? There's somebody that has a policy of only honoring them, not permanently retiring numbers.
Yeah. Retiring means nobody else can ever play it, use it again.
Yeah.
Honored is this person was really good, and so we're hanging a banner to say this person was really good.
But it is possible in the game to get a player requesting that number later, and if you give it to them, that can upset your owner. Okay, so free agents we wanted to look at again.
You cut off a little bit for me there. It's possible.
If you give somebody the number, that may upset your owner.
So it's possible that could get you fired? Is that what you're telling me?
It won't get you fired, but if you're already shaky, it may push you a little closer to that happening. And here we go. We got the best guy in the free agent pool is Lars Moline, who is, guess what?
An ex-Canuck.
Go figure.
Well, of course they're all in the free agent pool. What else? Where else would they be? It's not like they have jobs.
Yeah. One of the 1982 Cup Finals guys. I think we get him, I'll take a quick... Yeah, there we go. We got Moline. And what's that making our roster look like? I'll just check out the guys we got under contract. Yeah, a ton of defensemen. 5-6 forwards every position. I think we're set. James Reimer went a little downhill in July. Nobody else changed, and we're just getting a save game here. Was that the year the Canucks won the Cup? That's a cheap shot, Guru. No, I think it was the year the Jets won the Cup. Remind us again, when was the last time the city of Winnipeg won a Cup, Adam?
I don't know, 1902?
What century that was in? No. Not the 20th century. Isn't Queen Victoria still alive at that point?
I don't know, probably. She was alive for a really long time, Jeff.
Yeah, just waiting for it to save here. So I've got it in August. I'm only doing a once a year save.
That's like playing with fire sometimes there.
Well, I mean, since we're playing historical mode, you can get through a season pretty fast. So even if it crashed and
I'm not thinking crash. I'm just more like if you close it, didn't save, but actually it always saves, right? So.
Yep. I mean, I could get if the power shuts off or something. That would be bad. Okay, development report in August. Kevin Dean
we
coming
know
along
if there's
nicely.
one thing that's never happened is that we've ever had an issue during one of our streams, Jeff.
Oh no, never. I'll knock on wood. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Well, it's probably about that time.
Just waiting to get the training camp report here. Should be coming up soon. There we go. Reimer continuing to go downhill, so he's not backing up for us next year.
Well, he's 33-year-old Reimer, right? So
yeah, he's pretty much done, I think. Not a ton of improvement over on our draft picks. That's kind of scary. Well, let's see what we're looking at here. Check. Do I need to bring anybody up? Syracuse, they're all still half a star, so I doubt it. That's a little disappointing, actually.
yeah,
Gardner's up to
so
1.5 stars.
excellent.
Okay, I think Larry Patey's going down. That he's down to half a star, and he's only got half a star potential. So I think his career is basically over, and we can play one of the young guys in our third line. Baudouin is still a little bit away. Go with Roger Crozier as a backup. He doesn't seem to be headed downhill, and I don't think he did too badly last game. This team is looking pretty awful. Oh, McIver made it up to 1 star, so he's our superstar defenseman on the right side.
Canuck team, isn't it?
Say again?
It's your typical Canuck team.
Yeah. Remind me again, how many points are the Jets behind the Canucks right now?
I don't know how many more games have the Canucks played. It's still
Irrelevant. You're still a point behind us. Although I think you're. Are you still out of Washington, or did the?
Oh, game's over.
Oh, what was the score?
3-1.
Didn't get the emergency goalie in.
No.
Ah. Okay, DeMarco can go down. Just cutting down my lineup for the preseason. So we've got a bunch of guys on the verge of developing on D, but getting to 1 star, but nothing yet. That's kind of annoying. Gardner's definitely going in. I think Ray stays up. Moline can go down, and I think Boulay is going to be our third line center. Maybe he'll actually have a good career in this game.
Probably not, but I appreciate your enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't want to start Bob Daly. Although we are kind of... Oh, he can go... No, I don't want to do that. Oh, that's not good. McIver is the best defenseman we've got, but he's only got 1 star potential, and we've got a bunch of guys ahead of him. I think Billy Coutu is going to have to sit, even though he's probably better than Daly is right now. And Rob Ray going to open the season on the bench, I think.
What? You can't bench Rob Ray. Put him on defense.
I don't think so. Okay, let's a little more of an offensive
put him on
third
defense. Blake Palmer MVP says, is there a patch coming out this week?
No, not this week.
No.
I think we're kind of, unless something really serious comes up, we're probably in the mode where we're going to be taking a little longer on this one and add something bigger to it, or a few bigger things to it.
Which reminds me, I still need to get a couple things done.
Such as?
Well, we had talked about adding a few more storylines,
right.
and I
Okay.
still have a few more things to write.
Yeah, I should be adding a few of those. Okay, I think that is our lineup. If we got our captain set, yeah, that's not going to change at all. Training. Training is the thing I need to do. I've got scouting set on assistant. Okay.
If you look at Toronto, does Toronto still have a 4-star potential guy on their minor league team?
Hang on a second, I'll check. Gonna have to spread my training a little thinner than I normally do, I think, because we've got so many young guys with good potential. Take them down to about 10. Oh, too far. Toronto, you wanted me to look at?
Yeah, last season Toronto had a 4-star guy in the minor, playing on their minor, a 4-star potential guy playing in the minor leagues. I can't think of who it was at the moment. I believe he was a forward. I'm looking at their depth, see if I can. Or maybe he won't show up on their depth chart.
Dougie Hamilton, Foyston was there. Tierney.
Oh, Tom Williams.
Oh, let me have a look. Yeah, that's always only half a star ability right now, so he must be pretty far down ability-wise. So you actually got a 1.5 star guy down there too, Jim Dowd.
Yeah.
Okay, let's. We've got a few minutes left, so I'm going to rush through the preseason. Just go right to the regular season. And naturally, Cam Neely got hurt. So guess what? It's time for Rob Ray to go in.
This is what happens when you get all these ex-Canucks. Next thing I know, you'll be drafting Mark Messier and making him captain.
Okay, that's a low blow.
When it happens, just remember.
Well, Neely's only out day to day at least, so we should have him back shortly. I hope. Fred Stanfield's hurt now, so we're going to have to probably call somebody back again, unless... shoulder strain, 1 or 2 weeks, so we're going to have to bring up a center. And give Ab DeMarco, one of our second round picks, a chance.
Ab.
Don't see a lot of kids with the name Ab anymore.
You go. Riff Elbow in the chat says Adam was right. Winnipeg Victoria's successful defending of the Cup was the first year of Edward VII's coronation in 1902.
Well, there we go. You did win in the last century. Congratulations.
I told you. Wasn't that wrong?
No, I thought it was like 1891.
Don't know if you can do all this or we're just ribbing each other. No. Actually, in the old Winnipeg Arena, they used to have the banners hanging for him.
Okay, that's...
For the
Winnipeg,
Winnipeg Victorias, which is probably why you're thinking Queen Victoria. Presumably, Ab is short for Abner. I'm not sure that that's always the case. Abraham, possibly, too.
I think it usually is Abner. Have to look it up for if it's actually that way for the NHL Ab DeMarcos, though. Schedule is almost through to the regular season. One more game. And Neely may be back for the opener. And we close out on a win over Montreal. And Neely will be back for the opener. Slightly banged up, possibly, but...
From Wikipedia, it is Albert.
Albert.
George DeMarco Sr. All the things you learn in our regular Wednesday night stream. Come for the hockey talk. Stay for the facts from 115 years ago. And learn how to pronounce people's names correctly.
Now there should be... You guys on waivers? Nope, nobody on waivers. Let's see how our lines are looking. Swap Relay and DeMarco, but basically go with the same first line as last year.
Ratcast has a question in the chat. He says, on the depth chart, I had guys in red. What does that mean? Well, actually, look at your depth chart. There is a handy key. That's the word I'm looking for at the top.
Yep.
Which shows and tells you what that means. But red means it's somebody who you have.
Somebody you own the rights to, but you haven't got under contract. But in this case, I don't have anybody like that, so you'll only see blues and greens. So they're either on the roster or... Yeah, everybody should actually look. Wow, Kudroch is our second best defenseman. Our third best guy in the depth chart. Oh, did I mess up by setting him down? I still think he's only half a star, isn't he? Yeah, he's only half a star. Only half a star potential. I don't know why they would think he's that good. Okay, let's play the home opener against Chicago. And see if we can get an idea where this season is going to go.
Like Luke Robitaille. So I got to sign them then? You don't have to sign them. The rights will expire eventually, or you can release the rights. But it's good, for instance, if you're playing a current, not historical game, and you want guys over in Europe or playing in like the junior leagues or the NCAA, just to keep track of who you have rights to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to play through this fairly quickly. See the old school Blackhawks logo that looks like it was done by a fourth grader.
Is this not the logo of their Winter Classic? New Winter Classic? Like, that's pretty much what it is.
Are they using that one?
It's something very similar, I believe.
It's true. I mean, the uniforms don't look bad, but... Oh, fantastic. Uginlov's hurt.
Let me just check. Chicago Blackhawks. This will be... I got to narrow this down because it played in so many. It'll be 2019 Winter Classic. If I just put Winter Classic jersey, I'll probably see all. Yeah, it's basically this one.
Oh, nice. And we're up 2-0, by the way. DeMarco getting his first goal. So maybe he'll stay up ahead of once Stanford's back.
The logo is actually like basically their current
3-0.
The head is current, but the jersey is basically this one.
And Alain Cote beats Tuukka Rask, our former goalie, so we're up 4-0. This might turn into a decent season. Let's take a look. I'm going to get through this and then have a look around the league and just see how bad everybody else is if we're doing this well. And gave up a 2-man advantage briefly in the second, but we're still up 4-0 going into the third. And Brad Jones gets another one. 5-0. Oh,
Ratcast is unhappy. He says, why does the goalie have a mask in 1932? Because he doesn't want to break his face.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could change it to the baseball cap view, in which case they'd all have that. Maybe that's a little more period appropriate. I should do that next time.
Which I guess they could have.
And there goes the shutout, unfortunately. They get one on us, so 5-1, but still a convincing win in the season opener, I think. And Elaine Cote, Patrick Lalime, and Ab DeMarco, the 3 stars. DeMarco had 2 points his first NHL game. And let's see what happened to Iginla. Just a strained foot, but that means Rob Ray is back in the lineup.
Back to the Future? No, just nitpicking, Ratcast says.
Okay, taking a quick look through the league, I think, before we wind it up here. Oh, Solani is up to 5 stars with the Bruins. He's got to be the best player in the league right now.
I would imagine.
Although they're pretty shaky on D. Decent goalie. Chicago's got Rask in goal. Ehlers at center. And some potential Kuznetsov and Rick Middleton are coming along. They're both pretty young. Wings, Bill Dern in goal, Ryan Callahan on the wing, and they're not bad depth-wise. A lot of nobody spectacular, but a lot of sort of mid-range guys. Montreal terrible on D, but Larionov up front, and Tardif, who's hurt now apparently, and Glenn Hall's up to 2 stars. He's only going to get better from there. The Maroons, defending Cup champions, Scott Stevens, 5 stars on defense. So that's pretty clearly the best defenseman in the league. Victor Rask and Thomas... Oh, there we go. There's an X-Jet for you. Thomas Steen playing center for the Maroons.
Yep.
That's us. Rangers.
So nice of you to put Jets on all the other teams and then take on the Canucks.
And Rangers have Dion Phaneuf and Owen Tippett. Looks like their best players. Ron Ellis, although they're trying to trade him. Ottawa with Ryan Miller in goal, Nick Foligno on the wing. Not a lot of scoring, and no Leafs with Chet Pickard and Dougie Hamilton. Looks like their best players. So, yeah, I'm kind of seeing why we're possibly not going to be that terrible this year.
Don't forget, this is Ottawa's last year in the league as well.
Well, they disappear for. They've already disappeared. They've already gone out for the 1 year. Now they switched to. Now they're St. Louis next year. So I think we can wind it up there, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So I guess this is it. Jeff has taken enough Vancouver Canucks, so we'll call it for the night.
We'll get some more next time.
Thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager 5 stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OTP Developments. All our streams are archived, where you can find out all of our great hockey facts on youtube.com/OOTP Developments. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey. You can also find a link in our Twitter profile to our official Discord server, which now has... As I quickly look, has
anytime
math. We are over 500 people on the Discord server. So Our Discord server is hopping, especially with Out of the Park Baseball and the newly in beta Perfect Team mode. So if you want to talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, Perfect Team, or MLB Manager, or anything else that you desire, come on down to our official website, otpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, and that'll bring you to our official forums. Jeff, did I miss anything?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything. If anybody has questions, come on onto the forums or onto Steam or the Facebook page, wherever else. Ask us there. If you haven't checked out Perfect Team already on Out of the Park Baseball, it's worth a look. Still in the midst of beta testing on that. But other than that, I guess we will be back next week with Adam's game.
Yes, and we will be back with... I don't even know where we are. Are we headed towards the draft at this point? I think we're getting pretty close.
Yeah, I think we're kind of in the home stretch of the first season.
Now I'm going to have to go check right now as I get Jeff to make this long to go. Wait, we are right, in fact, at the... Nope, wait, that's the wrong game. We are just past the trade deadline, so we'll probably be heading towards the draft very quickly, as we're only hanging around 500. So we're not out of it, but we're not in it either.
Well, so we may contend this year in this game at least. I don't know about the other one. But thanks for coming out, and we will see you all back next week, same time.